Hey everyone, welcome to week 4. And hey, we're already halfway through the term and headed down the backside of summer term. So hopefully you're keeping up and things are starting to click. And especially you're having some fun learning how to do science more effectively in a classroom. So today we're going to talk about the next big project you have coming up is you're going to plan an environmental education lesson. And you're going to start with the Project Learning Tree curriculum, which is your textbook that you purchase. So you absolutely have to have the textbook this week. If you haven't done that already, make sure you buy that and that you get your access code and you access it. You're going to choose a Project Learning Tree activity based on the standard that I'm giving you, and then you're going to modify it to include literacy. So this is how you're going to do that. So first of all, watch the instructional video. You're doing that. You're going to review the standard. So I'm going to have you take a look at it here. So this week, I'm just going to have you look through the standard. So it's under week 4, the first thing under read, watch, listen. And so this is a third grade, which is why the 3 is at the beginning. A life science, number 4, in terms of the next generation science standards. So you're going to learn how to read these. You're going to learn how to use them to plan and adapt curriculum. And you're going to do that first using it for an environmental education outdoor lesson. So there are actually 4 standards in this. And so you have LS 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you're going to read through those. You're going to see if you can wrap your mind around those. You're going to look at how those standards address these 3 components. You're going to go down here and you're going to look at what are the common core standards that align to this in literacy, and particularly you want to focus on the ones in literacy, but you can take a look at the math as well because we're going to be using the math ones later. So just get familiar with the standard and what it says. Then you're going to go to your Project Learning Tree resource and you're going to find an activity in the Project Learning Tree, a lesson that aligns with one of those 4 standards. So you get to pick which one and you get to find a lesson that aligns with it. So you should be looking at ones that are around the 3rd grade level. Many of the Project Learning Tree lessons can be adapted for multiple levels, and it'll say like K through 8 on it. Some of them are more specific, like 2nd, 3rd grade. So after you have found the Project Learning Tree activity and you understand the standard, then you're going to start learning a little bit about using literacy in science. So I have attached the to-do list here, and at the end of the to-do list, the 2nd page, is actually a note sheet that you're going to use to kind of guide you through a couple of articles. So you're going to read 2 articles this week about using trade books. Trade books are actually kids' picture books. So you're going to read Using Trade Books in Teaching. This one is actually available through the library, and you're going to have to search for it using the library databases. And then this one I've actually posted on Canvas. So you don't have, I want you to get used to searching for information on through the library, particularly articles about teaching, and then you're going to access this one on Canvas. You're going to read those. As you read those, you're going to answer these questions, but instead of answering them in your own words, you're going to actually copy and paste specific quotes from the 2 articles. So both of them address why use a science trade book. And so taking a statement from one of those articles, you're going to post it here. Indicate which article it is, and then go on to the next question. So this information is going to help you actually complete the assignment for this week. You don't have to turn this particular form in, but you will use it when you respond to the forum post this week. So you have to do that first. Okay, so the first part is how do we incorporate literacy in science? So the first part is reading. So reading kids' books, science trade books. And then the second part is how do we get kids to write in science? So both of those, reading and writing, is literacy. So the writing piece, we're going to look at some other resources on Canvas. And so the ones down here are all about using science notebooks. So many teachers use science notebooks. This gives students an opportunity to engage in writing around science, and it's really authentic because that's what scientists use. So you're going to look at some resources, actually some science notebooks from real scientists like Tesla, and then you're going to, after you've done all of that, then you're going to go to the assignment, which is the Literacy Forum post. So you're going to talk about how you're going to use trade books and notebooks, science notebooks, in your lesson that you're going to plan next week. So you're preparing, you're getting background, you're thinking about literacy, you're starting to think about the project learning tree activity and how you're going to modify that to actually use for third graders in an outdoor setting. So you can actually find a trade book that makes sense for the activity you're doing. There might even be one included in the materials with Project Learning Tree. So make sure you read through the entire lesson, because oftentimes it'll have trade books listed that could be used. It'll actually talk about extension activities, or even part of the activity is incorporating writing, and you would just use a science notebook to capture that writing. So a lot of this information may be handy in the Project Learning Tree activity. So read thoroughly through that and see what's already included, and then talk about how you're going to modify that activity to include literacy that may not be in there. Okay, so that is, if we go back to the to-do list again, that is what is outlined here. So watch the video, read the standard, choose a PLT activity, read the articles on science trade books, fill out the notes. Here's the articles. You don't need to turn this in. Review the resources under week 5 on the science notebooks. I'm sorry, this should say week 4. I'm going to fix that. Review the resources under week 4 on science notebooks, and then complete the Literacy Forum post. So that is your assignment for this week. And exciting that you're going to be preparing to write your own lessons starting the week after. So have fun with this, be creative, enjoy looking through the Project Learning Tree resources, find an activity that seems like fun. Remember, you're going to be elementary teachers. This part of teaching should be fun for you. You should be excited to get to think about and plan a lesson for third graders. If you're really going to enjoy teaching, this is a big part of it. And so that creative process of taking a curriculum and modifying it to fit your students and your classroom and your academic needs is a huge part of being a good teacher. So have fun with it, and I look forward to seeing your posts.